so I thought I'd come by and just say hello. Before I take some questions, let me just, as far as I can tell, has barely run. I think it ran once. Now, in contrast, I have, at this point, not ordered military engagement in the situation, but the point that you made about chemical and biological weapons is critical. That's an issue that doesn't just concern Syria, it concerns our close allies in the region, including Israel. It concerns us. We cannot have a situation where chemical or biological weapons are falling into the hands of the wrong people. Increasing taxes, that's a precedent that was set decades ago, including by Governor Romney's father. We have been very clear to the Assad regime, but also to other players on the ground that a red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized. That would change my calculus. 5.4 million seniors with Medicare have saved over $4.1 billion on. Part of what's taking place is we are transitioning to Afghan security, and for us to train them effectively, we are in much closer contact. Our troops are in much closer contact with Afghan troops on an ongoing basis. And part of what we've got to do is to make sure that this model works, but it doesn't make our guys more vulnerable. For a lot of Americans, and it represents two important ways that the improvements we made as part of the Affordable Care Act have strengthened. So, all right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President. Don't be a stranger. Come on back.
We had to destroy the village in order to save it.
Right.
It just seems absurd.
Well, I don't think we're trying to destroy any villages.
As a whole.
I'm concerned that if it continues, we'll change our training approach in ways that are more focused on force protection than they are on getting the Afghan forces to a level of capability that we feel comfortable leaving them with. Now, it's really hard to tell what they're really capable of on their own, because right now they're not on their own, and that's not something we're testing. Around who are keeping an eye on these folks. I think of it more as a commissar program than anything else. So it's, if our training effort takes a step back, if our folks are not comfortable genuinely partnering with the Afghans, we'll have even less insight into what they can actually do. We'll have even less awareness of when it's appropriate to leave, and we'll be playing even more of a craps game when we withdraw than we are now. Around who are keeping an eye on these folks. I think of it more as a commissar program than anything else. So it's